He laughed in their faces as they grieved their son, mocking every tear with a cruel smirk. Shawnell Jackson, a 19-year-old killer from Milwaukee, believed his arrogance placed him above justice. But when the judge's gavel struck, his laughter collapsed into chaos, sparking a courtroom brawl that stunned the entire nation. This is the disturbing story of a teen whose heartless mockery sealed his fate. Don't let this shocking case slip into silence. Subscribe now to witness the darkest true crime stories before they vanish. Scroll past, and the truth remains hidden. Join us, or tell us in the comments why you'd rather stay blind to it. On July 6, 2009, a senseless robbery in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood turned deadly, shattering a family and outraging the community. Shawnell Jackson, a teen already stacking up arrests, went out to steal, but ended up killing. In court, he mocked his victim's grieving family with laughter that sparked chaos. Shawnell Tyre Jackson, born in 1990, grew up on Milwaukee's rough streets. Raised by his mother, Rachette Jackson, and never knowing his father, he was surrounded by poverty and violence. Losing a mentor to murder pushed him deeper into crime. By 19, he'd been arrested for resisting police and carrying a concealed weapon. Just a week before the killing, he shot another man in a non-fatal incident, showing his violence was escalating. That July night, Jackson, 18, and his 20-year-old accomplice, Derek Thomas, targeted 21-year-old Nathan Potter, a University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee film student, as he walked home to his River West apartment. When Potter had no money, Jackson shot him in the chest, execution style, leaving him dead on North Demon Street. Hours earlier, Jackson had been linked to another shooting, proving his motive wasn't profit, it was power. After the murder, Jackson fled Milwaukee by bus, hiding with relatives in Mississippi for more than 2 months. But on September 14, 2009, his uncle Gerald Hawkins tipped off police, leading to his arrest in Gulfport. Derek Thomas, caught just days after the crime, confessed and named Jackson as the shooter. In custody, Jackson admitted the killing with chilling calm. He described shooting Potter as if it were nothing, smirking as he bragged about avoiding witnesses. His confession, backed by Thomas's testimony and matching shell casings, sealed his fate forever. In February 2010, Jackson's Milwaukee County trial for first-degree intentional homicide and attempted robbery gripped the city. His courtroom behavior was infuriating, smirking, cursing, and mocking Nathan Potter's family as they delivered their emotional impact statements.
There's nothing that can be said to bring back our Nathan. But your sentence can ensure that Shawnell does not have the opportunity as a free man to inflict pain like this again. Is there such thing as pure evil? We think so.
They shot him. They dragged him and kicked him to the curb. My son, my God-loving boy. What kind of people do this? But evil people. People that need to be locked up forever.
His mother, Rachette Jackson, pleaded to the court, insisting, "My son is not a monster."
TV. When I saw it on the news, I even cried. I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what that mother is going through. I never had a clue that my child had anything to do with it. My son is not a monster. He is.
His mother, Rachette Jackson, begged the court, declaring, "My son is not a monster." But prosecutor Mark Williams countered with damning footage of Jackson smirking and cursing after the verdict, erasing any trace of sympathy. Before sentencing, Jackson was given a chance to speak, where he offered a brief apology for his conduct and pleaded for mercy.
I apologize for my behaviors. Please don't take my life from me.
On April 16, 2010, Judge Rebecca Dallette sentenced Jackson to life in prison without parole for Potter's murder, plus 5 years for attempted robbery and another 5 for the earlier non-fatal shooting. Jackson exploded in rage, cursing, the judge and brawling with deputies who pepper-sprayed him and dragged him to the ground in a violent courtroom clash.
And the need to protect the community, which I also fear for with Mr. Jackson being out in the community. I am going to go ahead on count 1, the first-degree intentional homicide conviction, and I am going to sentence Mr. Jackson to life imprisonment without possibility for extended supervision. I know that that is something that is reserved for the most serious of cases, and I believe that this case rises to that level.
His family fueled the chaos, shouting, "I hate you," at the Potters. Outside the courtroom, Rashette Jackson defended her son's character despite his violent outburst and mocking behavior. Her words, dismissing Nathan's murder, left the Potters devastated, widening the rift. Even Jackson's own uncle, Gerald Hawkins, who had turned him in after his flight to Mississippi, stood firm in a rare interview, saying he could not shelter a killer, even if it was his nephew.
If they could act up like that in the courtroom, just imagine what would happen if I'd have been out in the hallway by myself.
Gerald Hawkins was not in court, even though he's the killer's uncle, because he's the one who told police that Shondell was hiding down in Mississippi. He calls the sentence against his nephew fair.
You're going to have enough time to think about a whole lot of things now, because you just can't take nobody's life. You know, that's just wrong.
Hawkins tells me he's been threatened by members of his own family, but he doesn't question his decision to turn in Shondell.
You just have to do what you have to do. And I believe I did the right thing, and there's nobody can make me change that.
Don't let Jackson's cruelty fade into silence. Subscribe now to keep these haunting stories alive. Nathan Potter, a 21-year-old film student, is remembered for his warmth, not the horror of his death. His parents, John and Denise, spoke of endless sleepless nights and a grief that never fades.
As a parent, you try and teach your children right from wrong, and you try and teach them to be the best person they can. And I didn't see any of that in him. We were praying he would get life. We never thought the drama that would happen, or we wouldn't have brought our 13-year-old daughter, especially when they were yelling threats. She's like, how can I sleep now? What is going on? Why are these people like this?
Derek Thomas, the accomplice, pled guilty to felony murder and received 12 years, sparking debate over whether the punishment was too light. Jackson's case ignited wider conversations about race and sentencing. Some claimed life without parole was too severe for a teenager, while others saw it as the only justice for a remorseless killer. As of 2025, no appeal updates exist. Shondell Jackson believed his laughter mocked justice, but in the end, it sealed his fate. A young life was stolen, a family shattered, and a teen's arrogance crushed beneath a life sentence. Was he truly evil, or simply a product of his world? The pain he left behind speaks louder than his smirks. What shocked you most? Jackson's taunts, his family's venom, or the explosive courtroom brawl? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gripping, true crime stories. Click the